morning, everyone. I'm here today to talk about ConsoleOS.com, Android remastered for the PC. Let's see if this clicker will work. Yeah, it does. Cool. Okay. Well, there's been a lot of talk about how the PC business is doing, how PCs are selling, and the truth is, in the long run, the PC industry is doing great. Year over year, by 2020, PC use worldwide is expected to double. But in the short term, there's some issues. And there's one big issue that really stands out, and that is survey after survey shows people really don't like Windows 8. The hardware is improving. There's new device types, 2-in-1s, PC tablets, Ultrabooks. People love the idea of using their PC both as a laptop and as a tablet with the 2-in-1. But they lack the software innovation to really bring those sales right now. So we said, let's take Android, something with 1 million plus apps, and reinvent it for the PC. Next slide. Okay. So what we're doing is we're building an Android OS fork and distribution. We're targeting these new device types while also building support for garden variety laptops and desktops. We're keeping that touch-friendly experience, but also making it touch optional. We're being consumer friendly. We'll import your Google Play apps, but we're working with Amazon and others. We have our own app store, the console store. We're targeting dual boot. We know people aren't going to quit Windows in a day cold turkey, especially in the US and EU. So we're making it so that you can quickly and easily toggle between native Android and native Windows, while in the rest of the world, scaling up to be a primary OS that's free to download. Can we go? Okay. So what we're doing is we're adding things that people like. People like the start menu. They like that stuff. They want to see it in Android, but keeping the Android UX true to form. The thing I really like to talk about most, though, is the performance. We're giving game developers the ability to scale their games and apps up and deliver, there we go, up to 12 times the power of Google's fastest tablet without having to rewrite their game engine code. I really encourage you to come check out our demo table and ask us to pull up some of these torture tests. How are we going to make money? Well, we're going to distribute it. We're going to distribute it with PC OEMs, in-app purchases. There's a lot of revenue streams here, in addition to the traditional lines of business, advertising, in-app, messaging, payments, all that. The press, I really encourage you to go to ConsoleOS.com to check out our press quotes. The press loves us because we're doing what users want. Users want Android on the PC, and they want it to work really well. We've got a great team of 6 core members and an army of contractors, but the people I love to talk about most are our Kickstarter backers. I'm out of time, but head on to ConsoleOS.com, sign up. It's going to be available for more than just our backers early next year. Thanks, everyone.
All right, great. All right, let's get started here. So let's we're gonna have the judges run through their questions. We'll go from left to right, and then you can go. You have 5 minutes to answer.
Sure.
Please.
Sure. So I guess my first question is sort of barriers to entry in this space. I mean, if you launch this and let's say you get out there and you start to get OEMs to install your OS, what's to prevent, and you have success, what's to prevent Google from doing the exact same thing and getting in there? And obviously they've got some market size there.
Okay. You actually asked my question, but I've got one other one, which is you seem to be focused principally on consumer markets, and there's obviously in the enterprise market with respect to PCs, there is Microsoft is very much entrenched. Is there a reason that you focused on that, and how do you overcome the issues that you would have in that entrenchment in the enterprise market?
I thought Bill Gross said that the next big entrepreneur wasn't going to be doing an OS, but we'll scratch that part from his speech. My question would be the killer app. You said gaming. Do you want to boil the ocean and do everything, or do you say, look, we're going to go after and the Android OS for this thing, we can solve this problem, kill it, and then expand out?
So I guess I would be much more curious about the size of the market and sort of how you plan to penetrate that market and make a quick argument for that.
I guess piggybacking off of the Google question, because that's the biggest one in my mind as well. What do you want to do with this company? Is this something that you build up to a certain point and you think that Google, potentially wants to acquire, or do you think there's a path forward where you can be a huge standalone company?
All right, well, thanks for all those questions. I guess I'll start with the big elephant in the room, Google. We really are trying to be the Kindle Fire of the PC ecosystem. Google has said very clearly that they have these two platforms, Android and Chrome OS, and that they're not going to merge them. They're going to let some Android apps run on Chrome OS. I think as people have started to dive deep in that, they've really found that the only way to run high-performance Android apps well is in native Android, and that's something Google's finding out themselves internally. I will tell you that we think that as you go above the netbook and the net-top market, that people want to use Android, especially our rendition of Android, as we scale it up to do high-performance gaming. We have our sights set not on Ouya and the micro consoles, but on Xbox and PlayStation, and creating an experience where the PC really is fun to use again and can do high-performance gaming, both with the discrete class graphics and also the integrated graphics. When you line up Intel Core laptops today, they don't have really powerful graphics, but when you put Android games on them, they come to life. So I think in terms of barriers to entry, we are going to offer a free download. We're going to make it free for users to bypass the gatekeepers and just burn it to a flash drive, install it, and dual boot. They don't have to remove Windows. They don't have to repartition. We make all that easy, and we make it easy to toggle back and forth between Windows and Android through console OS. In terms of business, we're really following how iOS and Android rose to power. They rose to power through the users, getting consumers to like their products, and then winning over the enterprise. Windows, you have to pay to encrypt to get that really BitLocker grade encryption. Console OS, we're going to follow Android's lead and offer free encryption out of the box. So we're definitely playing to a security mindset, and those line of business apps will run across phone, tablet, and now PC without enterprise developers having to rewrite their apps. And they'll be able to do it securely. That's really important to us. In terms of expansion, I think we really have our sights set on the consumer electronics device family. We want to stay influential in hardware. We're not looking to just get bought out by Google. Other than that, I think in terms of growth, you're going to see us really step into that high-performance market. And we've already started talking about having a discrete class gaming console that takes Android to the next level and competes head-on with Xbox and PlayStation. I've got like 10 seconds left, so I'll just say thanks again for all those questions. And thanks, everyone. I really encourage you to check out our demos at our booth right outside those doors. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Chris.